Just IFL TV, MTK Global, Belfast here. We've got a new world champion. Belfast has a new world champion.
Stitching.
Ryan Burnett and
that's a terrible cut.
He'll think it's all worth it in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, just to get this out of the way, really, the scoring and the decision.
I just spoke to Robert Smith. Yeah. Frighteningly, the judge scored. He must have thought that Haskins was Burnett and Burnett was Haskins. I mean, this is scary. He apparently asked one of the photographers after round 1 or 2 which one was Lee Haskins. I mean, and then I thought it was just bad scoring, but then I looked at the card and he scored 2 10-8 rounds for Haskins. I mean, to have your career put in the hands of someone like that, I mean, he's an old judge, so I don't want to be disrespectful, he's been around a long time. But this is, I mean, there's a lot at stake here, there's people's lives at stake, livelihoods, like the future. I mean, when I got in the ring and I had a split decision, and normally everyone moans because it's the other way around, you know, but I believe, and I'm 99.9%, I'm 100% positive, he just put the scores in the wrong boxes.
I know you're saying the judge is old, but how is that even possible at this level to do?
He's got in the ring and he doesn't know who's who. I mean, unbelievable.
But the right result prevailed anyway.
Yeah. Well, it would have been the right result anyway, because I don't actually know what would have happened if we would have got back here and then even the judge says, "Oh, hold on, I put him in the wrong box." What did you do? Reverse it after? I don't know, but thank God that wasn't the case. Yeah, we got Belfast as a new world champion.
Credit to Lee Haskins.
Oh yeah, no, he stuck it out.
Stuck it out.
He got hurt badly with that 2 right hands. The first one wobbled him, and the second one was a crunching right hand that put him down. Then he went down in the 11th. He looked like he was over in the 11th, kept battling on. And listen, credit to Ryan Burnett, because he tried to finish him. He was winning every round. Like, he could have just seen the rounds out, but he wanted to entertain. It was a great performance against a very good champion, Lee Haskins. And, you know, Lee Haskins is a very, very nice man. I mean, away from boxing, he's a great family man. You know, he calls himself the playboy because he's had an up and down life. And, you know, I think he'll walk away from the game now, to be honest with you, because probably 18 months ago, you know, when I knew the Sanagars and they were trying to get him any opportunity they could, and I'm talking like 20 grand, 15 grand, 25, any kind of payday or opportunity, he went on to have probably, well, 2 from me at the end, but before me even 2, 3, like 4 or 5 paydays. And I'm so pleased that he can now lead the sport. I believe he has a couple of properties paid for as well, which is great, you know, and he's a lovely guy. He put everything into it at the end. He could have quit during that fight, you know. And they're both battered. I mean, they look like they've had a tear up with a meat cleaver, to be honest with you. Ryan's got a terrible cut in his ear. That one's a shocker. Shout out to Jumbo, who've done a great job on the cuts. And I'm glad it went to 12 rounds, because when they had the clash in the second round, I was thinking this could be a technical draw. And that'd be an absolute stinker. So I'm so happy, you know, I'm so pleased for Adam Booth as well, because you know how close they are, you know, and that close bond in boxing is very special, and to see them 2 at the end, you know, it's very rewarding, and glad that we got the fight here, and so pleased for Ryan Burnett that he's now world champion. The
work starts now for Ryan Burnett. Despite obviously he's done what he's done, but now it's gonna keeping the belt is always, I can't remember who said it, but winning the belt's one thing, but defending it and keeping it.
And I think, you know, being in the bantamweight division, you know, he has a mandatory now against, I think his name's Emmanuel Rodriguez, who is a brilliant fighter, 17-0, 13 knockouts. So do we go for that? Do we try and make a unification fight with Zakyanov or one of the other champions in the division? It's difficult, you know. It's another great division, like all these boxing, you know, all these boxing divisions are now. Even down at bantam, super bantam, feather, super feather, they're so tough, maybe even tougher than they are in the bigger divisions. But yeah, you know, the real work starts now, and we can plan in this city now. I mean, you heard the atmosphere. It's unbelievable, and I've missed it so bad, you know. 4 years since we come here for a boxing show, but we're here every year with the darts. And sometimes I watch it on TV and think, oh, fuck, I wish we were back there, you know. And now we have a chance. You know, 2 good wins for Tennyson and Highland. They can move on and maybe fight for British titles on the next card. There's so much we can do here. And now Ryan Burnett can be in major fights. You know, he's entertaining, he's talented, he's young, he's a good role model, he's funny, he's good looking. Did I say that one already? Yeah. You know, and he's someone that, you know, you can look up to, like Carl Frampton. You know, someone that the people of Belfast can say, I like Ryan Burnett, he's a good kid. And he is a good kid, and now he's a good kid that's world champion. And there's not many better places to be from, to be world champion than Belfast. So it was a big night, and I'm chuffed for him.
Crowd 5,000 roughly?
A bit less than that, yeah, probably like 4.5, something like that. But you know, Ryan Burnett wasn't built here. You know, he had to go to the Hatton gym, and you know, shout out to Ricky Hatton as well for, you know, he put a lot of time in early in Ryan's career. And Adam Booth, you know, done a fantastic job. But he wasn't built in Belfast. You know, he didn't have Barry McGuigan, he didn't have the King's Hall fights and that kind of stuff, you know. So he's had to go box on the road. But now he's come back, and you know, as I said after the fight, I know you don't like me, but thank you. Because they come out, and if they didn't come out, you know, it makes you think, what do you do? Now, we've had a good crowd, we can build on that. You know, before the last Kiko Martinez fight that we did with Carl Frampton, that's the kind of crowds we were getting when Frampton was boxing Molitor. Probably we had a bit more in there tonight. And then we did the Kiko Martinez fight, and it was bang, it was like 7,000. And that's what we're going to do next time for Ryan Burnett. So, you know, Carl will box here in end of July, and we'll be back, well, looking at the cut, probably October, something like that. But great that Belfast now has regular boxing, and great for the young fighters as well, who can grow with us and, you know, challenge for major titles. And the support is unbelievable, you know. Tennyson, Highland, young Fergal McCrory who boxed earlier, incredible support. And it's a joy to be here.
Quick word on Mike Perez.
Disappointing, really. You know, I mean, I do believe the geezer hurt his leg, but still, you know, he's been out for so long. He gets down to cruiserweight and he hits him on the chin, goes over funny. You know,
Surely there's something you can do with Perez, though.
Oh yeah, I'm looking to. You know, put him on and pay that money just for a bit of banter. So yeah, we want to work with Mike Perez, and we will. We'll look to get him out maybe next week on another show, and then maybe on our show on July the 1st. He's going to be a threat to the cruiserweights, no doubt. You speak to people in the game, Tony Bellew, these guys, they know he's a quality fighter. So Perez is the real deal. But the problem is unless you're in championship fights, paying a lot of money, you're not going to get a quality opponent from it. Do you understand? So you're phoning around for someone for a 6th rounder. You're going to get that kind of level. That guy was, what, 11-0? And he was pony, wasn't he? I mean, but what we really need is someone that isn't great, but can do 6 rounds, and just give him some rounds. Because he hasn't boxed for, what, 2-3 years? But, you know, Mike Perez has a great story. And I'll let him tell the story, but to tell you that before the Povetkin fight, he drank half a bottle of rum before he went in there. And he won't mind me saying this, because he wants to tell this story to people, and probably 2 or 3 bottles after. And after that tragic fight that he had with Magdamamov, he couldn't deal with it. And his drinking got worse and worse and worse. And he's completely turned his life around. His physique, his English, which we've seen is incredible, and his mindset. And I want people to know that story, because I believe it's an inspirational story. And I believe he can go on and win world titles at cruiserweight. But we've got to try and get him some rounds. Could you step in and do a bit?
Maybe not. I just want to say, I went into his dressing room afterwards, and he chose not to want to talk about that fight today. So,
which fight?
About tonight. He didn't do the interview tonight.
Yeah.
No, nothing bad. It wasn't like that.
He's probably gutted because he
want
thought
to
I'll
talk about
rounds
it. So
tonight, you know. So
we'll catch up.
You know, we'll see.
All right, Eddie. Thank you very much for Title TV, and yeah, Matchroom has another world champion.
And the new.